Let's do it, chat! First react with new headphones. I'm so excited. Vtuber tries to cancel an artist, but she ruined her own reputation instead. What a surprise. Wow, chat.
So I went on Twitter this morning and I instantly saw Madam Savvy going off on someone right here, as you can see.
Absolutely based.
And this is like the classic situation that, in part, things like this have made the EN VTuber community have such a bad reputation. You know, it goes back to years and years ago with all the VTweeter stuff.
I think it's mostly tourists. I don't think actual VTubers that enjoy the hobby or the career lifestyle choice of being a VTuber, I think most of them are tourists.
And VTubers and VTweeters in the English space specifically trying to like cancel each other and just being the most petty individuals possible. And well, it's 2025 and we still have stuff like that occurring, it seems. And so Savvy is responding to this artist UT, who posts this time lapse of a VTuber design that she had created and is also selling. And the reason this time lapse is posted is because she's essentially been accused of stealing this design from another VTuber, and then other people were also accusing UT of using AI to make the design. And so UT is showing, no, here's the time lapse of like UT actually making the character and all that stuff. But now let's rewind to the very beginning of this situation, because it all began right here, where UT had initially said, you can offer the price you think is right, offer via DM, thank you. And showing this design on the left and also the design on the right, the one on the right being the center, the point of contention rather for this controversy, as this other VTuber Melly would respond to UT's tweet that we just read and say, hey, that kind of looks like, and seems to make an implication that UT took the design on the right from her, from Melly. Melly would get a response that says, I was going to ask if they stole your art. Melly says, no, just a little on the nose with my design is all. I'm so surprised that they even down to the broken horn, torn wings, spikes, strange world, haha. So some people would view this as a bit of a contradiction. Like if you're saying no, they didn't, but then you're saying it's on the nose, that's implying that they did. So that's a bit of like odd phrasing to begin with. Someone else would say, oh wow, it's crazy that you generic.
I hate people that subtweet. Just fucking say it, you fucking pussy.
Goth elements for their design. It's so strange.
You're such a clown.
In sarcasm, pointing out that, yeah, you know, this sort of design is not the most original thing out there, and that they didn't copy Mel's design. They're just doing some like generic goth stuff, essentially. The next question, of course, would be, like, what does Melly's VTuber even look like? We definitely need to take a look at that.
Yeah,
to get the context.
I'm a real good judge of that.
So hopping over to Melly's Twitter account, we've got Rouge Princess here, and let's see, first picture. Is there any picture? That's a community note. Let's just go to the media tab. Take a look at this. All right, so this seems to be...
At first glance, looks nothing alike. Like, the color scheme, yeah, sure, but, like, that's because the colors... You only have so many colors that you can pick out of. How... They look so different. The design is different.
Melly's design right there. And in post-production, I'll tell you what, I'll edit the other VTuber design right there on the right, and you can compare the two. And
I was literally about to say the only thing that I thought was similar was maybe the puffy jacket, but even then, the puffy jacket is completely different in the front. And they're wearing a skirt. And their shit is different too. The boots are different, the socks are different, the thing is on the other leg. The wings look different, they're not torn up. This one looks like it has like bites out of it. Dude, this cloud chasing is kind of crazy, dude.
You know, many people are also responding to Melly saying, like...
And the tip of the horn that's broken is just broken at the tip, and whereas this one is completely broken? Goodness. I ain't gonna hold you either. I kind of like this design more because it's not too busy. This one is way too busy for me.
Very much throwing stones from a glass house moment, because there's a lot of resemblances from Melly's design to Iron Mouse, and it's like... How are you going to have a very similar theme as Iron Mouse and then accuse other VTubers of, like, stealing your design? Like, bro, get a grip on reality.
I don't... Again, I like Iron Mouse. I don't think she copyrights or owns demon designs. Like, let's be real, man.
Starting at the top, those comments specifically say, I don't know you, but... As this being my first impression of you on my timeline, I was curious about your channel, and I can see more than one similarities between you and Iron Mouse, and you dare to behave like this with others? It's
True.
so far from your design. So if Iron Mouse
Pick
decides
a
to make
lane,
hers
man.
red, you're going to call her out too? Because I think you listed stuff that are similar to one of her VTuber model. People can have almost the same ideas, but they also cannot have seen one another's brain. You're legit a red Iron Mouse bootleg. What are you talking about? And says the VTuber who looks very similar to Iron Mouse.
I think it's way too far to say this is an Iron Mouse copy. It's really not. It's very different, but like, you don't, just because you're a demon with wings and horns doesn't mean you're an Iron Mouse copy. It's just like, what the these people nitpick so hard.
This is not a battle you want to fight. And then as a side note, when I was looking into the situation and taking a look at Melly's account to see like Melly's response and all that, I saw that apparently I'm blocked from Melly. But I forgot blocking on Twitter doesn't even really do anything anymore because you can still view that person's account. Not that it really did much of anything ever to begin with, because there's like workarounds for all that stuff that are very, very easy, of course. But I thought that was pretty amusing. You know, sometimes I've had people...
I'm not cool enough. God damn it.
Preemptively block me when they think I'm going to cover something that is like a controversy they're involved with. So maybe that's what happened here. Or maybe I'm just such a scary person they had me blocked for a long time now. Who knows for sure. But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Just like a little bonus comedy. And as Melly got more and more backlash, it seems like Melly got the bright idea to make a follow-up tweet, which we can see right here, that reads... Of course I don't own the concept of red demon girl, but it's so on the nose I can't turn away.
Oh my god, man.
The colors are so...
You know what's kind of crazy to me is that all these girls, they don't stream. They have all these designs, they spend all this money, and then they just don't use their models. They just don't. Yeah, they would rather get into fights and say, like, well, I look like this VTuber, I'm this VTuber, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh my god, man. Why did you put so much effort into, like, copywriting a design and getting into fights, but you don't actually, like, do the thing that you're the community part, that you're part of the community for?
Similar. The pigtails. The broken horn on the exact side. The earrings, the torn wings, mismatched leggings, ribbons on the sleeves, the shoes. I'm just a bit sad. I'm not going to read it like that. No, I'd rather just gouge my eyes out. And for a second, I was actually going to give her the horn thing because I thought that was like her design on the left and UT's design on the right. And I was like, yeah, you know what? They both do have the broken horn there, the exact same. And then I realized, wait a second, no, they're both Melly. And then here's UT's design where the horn is like barely chipped off the top. We've already spent plenty of time comparing them.
And they're longer and they're different shaped. Like, again, I draw art. Well, I used to, but the hair's different. The coloration is different. The accessories are different. The wings are different. The puffy jacket doesn't go all the way down to the hands where it's cut off. Everything's different, man. And I prefer this one, I'm not gonna lie.
Barely chipped off the top. We've already spent plenty of time comparing them next to each other, so let's go to the responses on this tweet, which are especially amusing because it looks like Melly ended up locking the responses after Melly got a bunch of responses that Melly didn't like. Spoiler alert, it's criticism. For example, at the very top, we've got, actually, because I got to click show more, we'll read the one, like the second one here, and then we'll click this one. So this one below it says, this behavior needs to stop. As a character designer, I can confidently say they look nothing alike aside from the red theme and broken horn. Mean girl behavior is ruining the space. Why don't you just make friends with people with similar designs?
Very true. Very true. Base.
And then we'll click this one that says, I think that people like you just need to leave the VTuber scene. It's a strong opener right there. I mean, to be fair, like I said in the beginning, this sort of behavior has contributed to the EN VTuber space having a terrible reputation because so many people act so petty, just like what we're seeing here. But let's continue. People need to understand that...
The stupid bitch's response to why she didn't just DM them makes me so mad at this point. I feel like she's just rage baiting for views. No, they want validation. You think it's rage bait? It's validation. They subtweeted, they didn't name them, and then when people pointed it out, they started backpedaling, saying like, oh my god, I just feel so bad. I feel so wrong for doing this, but I'm gonna keep doing it.
Currently, there are hundreds of thousands of VTubers in existence, and finding at least one VTuber who will be similar to you is not some crazy, unbelievable concept. It's very obvious that this design was not intentionally copied. It just happens that they're similar.
No, it's not.
And forcing this artist to change something just because you don't like it is obnoxious, toxic, and childlike. You can spend a few minutes searching for a black and red demon VTuber, and you will find a bunch of others who look just like your character. Let's take a look at a few more of these responses before Melly locked the responses, and then we'll take a look at Melly's next response that ended up getting a community note, as well as what UT has to say about all this stuff. The second one here saying having a basic demon girl design concept. Someone else on the planet is also a basic demon girl. Oh no, I gotta make a call out post. How can there be two basic demon girls at the same time? Freaking main character mental illness syndrome. And then this one saying, doing this publicly on your end feels disingenuous AF, not gonna lie. You are allowed to feel whatever you want, but this kind of behavior stifles the creative space and only pushes the idea that people own a style. They don't. Every original idea you have ever had is an amalgamation of everything else that had existed before it. And that takes us to Melly's next response, where she says, never have I said, I own the concept of red demon girl with pigtails. What the frig?
The community note, Melly's doubling down.
The similarities to my own design merely made me baffled and saddened, because no matter how different it was adjusted, it very much felt the same. I won't be gaslit into thinking anything else.
My feelings matter. Again, I can't help but laugh. Why do you care so much about your design when you don't stream? VTuber implies that you create content, like you sing, you make content, you post content with your character. You don't even do the bare minimum. Why are you so defensive over it, huh?
Okay. Community note says, Melly is doubling down on her claim that an artist intentionally copied elements from her model's design, despite the fact that none of it is an original or unique idea exclusive to her character model. The artist also shared where they got their inspiration for the design. Oh, really? Okay, we'll take a look at that next. But then Melly said, also, I hate the whole, quote, it should have been kept private, unquote, because I don't know this person. I don't want to know this person. They made me feel uncomfy. Dude. The way this person, the way Melly types is just...
The people who use the word uncomfy, unironically, are extremely mentally ill. I've never met a girl that didn't say that in real life or unironically in tweets that wasn't extremely mentally ill. It's like, I'm a little bean, I'm uncomfy. What's another one? What's another really good one? Oh my god, it's giving ick. There's just a bunch of like red flags. Yeah, like I'm a little bean. Nobody can hurt me. I'm a little bean.
Really, I'm not even gonna say it.
I'm just a little bean.
I don't want to message them, period. I said my piece and will continue to be the red demon with pigtails. Cool, good for you. You're welcome to, like, yeah, keep doing your thing, but like that doesn't change how this was all really petty and throwing stones from glass house moment. Oh, and also when I say do your thing, obviously I'm not referring to making more nonsense posts like this. That's probably not a good idea. I'm referring to just like, you know, streaming and being a VTuber. And so, yeah, a lot of people have said to Melly that Melly should have just DM'd UT about this and not made the public call-out post. I do agree, the public call-out post never should have been made. But I also think bothering UT over this nonsense would have also been, like, the wrong move. Because at a baseline, I don't think any of this should have happened. It's all really petty and nonsensical. So, like, I don't think this should have been an issue in public or in private. Like, at a baseline, Melly should have...
Do you guys remember the Shy Lily copycat? That one was egregious. Yeah, because they not only did they copy the actual silhouette and idea and the design elements of Shy Lily, they also changed their behavior, which people found extremely, extremely disturbing. Like, it's one thing to, like, deny copying a design, but they unironically, like, changed their fucking, like, behavior. They changed their accent, the way they talk. Yeah.
Just been more mature and not even bothered by this, in my opinion at least. And so the community post that we read said that UT did explain where they got the inspiration for that design from, and that takes us to this tweet, where UT says, I just want to share what inspired me. And I'm sorry if it turned out we were inspired by something similar. I adjusted some of the details you mentioned because creating original characters is very important to me. I hope you understand. And inspiration pics here. So yeah, there you go. You know, most of it's just like pretty classic alt style stuff. And some of it's leaning a bit more towards like goth.
I know it's generic, basic goth girl altushka stuff, but I like it.
goth stuff, but
yeah,
nothing that anyone hasn't seen before.
I don't know. I'm a sucker for that shit.
A lamp with a tail. Okay, I've never seen something like that one though. I will admit that's a that's a new one to me right there. And we start approaching the good ending. As UT said, I'm broken, but I'll be okay. Thank you for your support. Thank you for 20,000 followers. Thank you for almost 10,000 likes. I see all the DMs and will reply soon. Thank you again, guys.
Yay,
and honestly, thank you for all the love you've been
ending.
sending me. I can't even put into words how much it means. Sending hugs to each of you. Oh dang, you know what? There was one part I kind of brushed over.
I'm pretty sure they used AI.
Evidence, zero actual inclination. I'll tell you what, chat, I actually got scammed by an AI artist like a year ago. I haven't said anything, and I'm really upset about it because I ended up thinking that they were real, but it was a paint over, and I never posted it because I don't want to give them attention. Yeah, I was super pissed off. Yeah, what it was is that it was a paint over. I was
which
so mad, man.
I'll mention again right now. When the claims against UT were initially going on, there were some people accusing UT of using AI. For example, this one that said, pretty sure they used AI to make this because they don't use consistent brush types. Which is
again, when you actually find someone that does use AI, people are like, oh no, they'll go and defend them because they have like a lot of followers and a lot of attention on them.
And UD then responded with the time lapse from way earlier in the video as mentioned.
Yeah, it looks real.
My bad for kind of forgetting to include that part until the end. Now returning back to the good ending, and we'll leave it there. So consider checking out more of UT's art at UTAINSY. And of course, also, if you're interested in picking up any of these designs, well, feel free to offer UT in the DMs as UT asked for right here.
The one on the left reminds me of Sleepy.
Not much else to say on this one. Let me know what you think about it all in the comments. If you enjoyed my coverage, please consider liking and or subscribing. Appreciate you. See you there and in the next one.
Yay! Good ending, chat. Eepy. Very cute. Ah, man, dude. These people are crazy. V-tweeters are just beyond insane. How absolutely insufferable do you have to be to like shit on someone and make it about yourself?
And you
I just can't believe it's like, she looks like mine. The hair is a little bit similar and we both have the same colors. So it's like, we're no, I just copying. Shut up, man. Unemployed in behavior? Yeah.